Before the new Libyan war and the new international nuclear disaster, not Chernobyl but Japan, my friend David Sirota turned his eerie gift of prescience into a book about how the 1980s are not only repeating themselves, they warped our national thinking in really surprisingly propagandistic ways the first time they came around. The book is called Back to Our Future: How the 1980s Explain the World We Live in Now, Our Culture, Our Politics, Our Everything. It is very, very funny, also spooky, kind of like David Sirota himself. David, are you wearing a Save Ferris t-shirt?
I am wearing a Save Ferris t-shirt.
Can we drop the interview bug? Oh yeah, very good. Excellent and perfect. Let me ask you to talk me through American Libyan War/Intervention 2011 and American Libyan War/Intervention 1980s. Can we learn anything from seeing this as a rerun?
I think we can. I think that one of the things that came out of the 1980s, both in the pop culture and the politics, was that war can really solve our problems, that we can solve our problems through force. And I think we saw that in the 1980s through proxy wars, through bombing raids, and through 25 years ago, almost to the month, bombing Libya. That was the idea. And we saw it in the pop culture of the 1980s, the Top Gunification of our debates, of our pop culture aimed at children. And now we're seeing really a rerun. This idea that every problem can be solved, every foreign policy problem apparently can be solved with a war. Another thing that comes out of the 80s that's kind of similar to that is every domestic problem supposedly can be solved by a tax cut. These all come out of the 1980s. And again, both the political culture and I think the popular culture of the 1980s.
Well, the nice thing about that, though, I mean, it can be sort of a bummer when you think about it that way, but it can also be like the 80s were a pilot project for the 2010s in that, well, you know, we can look and see what the effect was of those tax cuts, or of whether or not military intervention solved all of our foreign policy issues. But one of the things I think you document is that when things in the 80s really didn't work out, they got mythologized so that the lesson that we learned about the 80s is that they did work.
That's right. That's what's so crazy about this. You're absolutely right. If we're rerunning history from the 1980s, we should be able to learn about it, learn from our mistakes. But what's happened is that we've really created a legend out of what happened in the 1980s. And I would argue that that was both from Ronald Reagan and from a lot of the entertainment culture that doesn't seem like political messages. We learn from movies like Iron Eagle, from Top Gun, from TV shows like The A-Team, like the Dukes of Hazzard, that the government can't do anything right, that the military is the ultimate institution in society, and we have created this monumental idea that everything we did in the 1980s was good, and everything that we did in the 1980s we should keep doing. On that one reference you just made to the A-Team, I have to tell you, I was born in 1973. I know you're a little younger than me, but every reference in the book is something that I emotionally get. And I have to tell you, I watched every single second of the A-Team that was ever put on television. I was absolutely obsessed with the A-Team. Can you explain to me how that warped my mind? Yeah, well, you were like many young people. The A-Team was one of the top-rated shows among pre-teens in the mid-1980s. This had a big effect on people. And think about what the story of the A-Team is, right? The government unduly incarcerates our heroes. They escape because the government can't even keep them incarcerated, and they solve the problems that the government refuses to solve. In fact, they're solving problems while the government is trying to apprehend them for solving society's problems. Obviously, we can see the analog now. This is how our political culture talks about government, that you can't rely on the government. You have to rely on the outsiders. You have to rely on the private contractors, the Blackwaters, the Halliburtons, to solve our society's problems. I'm not making a direct link between Blackwater and the A-Team, but what I'm saying is when you and I as kids and 7 million other preteens are taught that government can't do anything and that we have to hire the outsider, that becomes the way in which our government now speaks to us, our politics now speak to us.
And it makes those arguments now resonate in a way that is emotionally satisfying and that we can't necessarily explain because it sort of shaped our subconscious. It is a deeply conspiratorial book that you have written, David Sirota, but it is also one that I have to say rang as true to me on just about every single page. I think it's a real achievement, and I'm really happy that you've had so much success with it. Thanks, David.
Well, thanks, Rachel.
The book is called Back to Our Future: How the 1980s Explain Our World We Live in Now, Our Culture, Our Politics, Our Everything. I will tell you, this book made me remember the muscle memory of how to win the Atari games that I was good at. I was really good at Kaboom.